BYOB. All right. So, my opening piece is a new piece that I wrote for Cinematic Verses, and it was an event I recently did where we did it in a cinema. So the visuals done by the one and only Metaphorest was up on the cinema screen, and one of a kind event that is now going on to other cinemas as well. So, but I'm going to do it for you because I think it's an important piece. I think a lot of us, with spoken word and poetry, we touch on mental health as a theme. And this one is, it's called Icebergs because I think we all are. We all are. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Great, how are you?
I mean, don't really bother to answer. See, because I don't actually care. It's just the everyday formality that we've chosen to bear witness to. ¿Cómo está? ¿Qué haces, chico? Hello. How are you? I'm good, thanks. Okay, but how are you really? Well, it's funny you should ask because sometimes I'm so tired that I feel the force of gravity more deeply than any other time before. Like it's pulling me into the ground. And some days I really miss chivalry. Like the longing felt for a dear old friend. See, I want to send out a search party for the lost tribe of gentlemen. We're outrun. Intrepid travellers, nowhere to be found. And some days, London feels like a prison, but somehow it's also my home. Sometimes it's hard to talk. Like there are razor blades on the inside of my throat. Like my voice box has been ripped out. But I ask you, what good is a voice if you can't speak your truth? Some days feel excruciatingly lonely. See, independence is sublime until the moment you just want someone to gently stroke your head and say, it's gonna be okay. I know you laugh. Because I seem so okay to you. So strong, so resilient. If only heartbreak was funny. But although I'd never want to be anything else, being a woman is thoroughly exhausting in a world built on patriarchy. But my neck muscles are so tense it's like they're tethered to a cliff edge. Like I'm carrying the burdens of the suppressed. Buried under rocks of pressure, how being a truth teller means I make a lot of people uncomfortable, but I'm okay with that. How making choices to survive is an everyday battle, how I want all the apologies I'm owed, every last fucking one. And knowing that it won't really change where I'm at. How my tears roll down my cheeks hot enough to scorch the earth of my face, how my smile can hide a multitude of grief, but my eyes cannot. How hard it is to let go, to ask for help, to say sorry, to breathe on some days. More importantly, how hard it is to breathe without you. See, I've witnessed God's mercy, but the dream of breaking free can take all of my energy. My soul can be gold even though my heart is heavy. They say sometimes the bullet of truth travels slow, but mine never seem to. See, I shoot my arrows of truth at close range. Visceral, yet sublimely subliminal, like an insulin needle subcutaneous, my words get under your skin. But it saddens me to see where humanity is headed, to see the kind of future that awaits our children. Did I mention I was tired? Or that I'm proud to be brown, that I was taught to be kind, that sometimes it hurts when people take your kindness for weakness, so they told me. Raise the bar of who has access to your light. And a friend said their bar was golden now. I said, yeah? Well then mine is forged from titanium.
Reload that.
A friend said their bar was golden now, and I said, okay, well then mine is forged from titanium. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. That paradise lies at the feet of your mother, so then tell me, where do you worship when your mother's feet no longer walk this earth? And honestly, that's just the tip of my iceberg. But yeah, other than that, how am I? I'm good. How are you? So I read a tweet a few days ago. It's not a tweet, it's now that thread thing, whatever that is. It says, don't talk at people, speak to their hearts. And that's what I'm here to do. So the next few pieces are going to be very short pieces to break it up, because the last piece is very important to me that I'm going to close with, and I'm going to need your help with that piece. But so in the middle, I just want to give you a little taste of a few little short ones. I don't really usually do short poems. I'm known for very long poems. I'm known for going over time on open mics. So I thought, okay, headline set. Let me prove I can actually do short poems, because I can, but I'm going to do a few. So yeah, one of the ones that I'm going to do for you is called True Religion. In Urdu, Nano means grandmother. There are a few different ways of saying, so Nano, Nani, Nani Jan, these are all terms of endearment for grandmother in Urdu. So just to say that, when I say that, you'll know who I'm talking about. Nano used to say, give it to God. Allah ka chhod do. And so in our house, God became all the absent fathers who had left. All the husbands who had long left their responsibilities behind. All the brothers and uncles that were never to be seen. God lived in the walls of our house, in the floors and window frames, in the kitchen that fed us. At the table where we gathered as one, God kept us. Protected us, loved us, nurtured us, raised us, disciplined us, guided us. Had expectations of us, held the broken pieces of us together like glue. All served through the hearts and hands of our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters, our aunts, our elders. See, in our house, God was always there. God was embodied by every woman matriarch in my family. So when I get asked, are you religious? I have to answer honestly and say, well, I was raised by God's daughters, so you tell me. Next one is called Braille. I'm too smart to be acting this dumb.
Tell them.
I'm too smart to be acting this dumb. If you say the right things, will I stay? So you struck a nerve in me. Struck a match so the nerve endings frayed and splintered into a million reasons why I have no fucking tolerance left. No muscle tone to endure any more bruises, just soft flesh. Wanting to be caressed. Eased into a relaxed state where control is relinquished in safe spaces that are rarely found. Lack of common ground, so it goes separate ways. Your steps are burning holes in your shoes and through your soul. See, no one runs forever. You either run out of road or you're forced to slow down. What lies beneath tells more of the story than what we see at surface level. See, I scratch your back and you scratch mine, only you tore the flesh on my back into shreds, left the wounds open. Threw salt over your shoulder as you walked away, and yet I still took the wings from my back to give you so that you may fly. Keep pulling at the stray thread long enough and it all unravels. See, there comes a point where you have no more to give, nothing more to say, because it's all been said a million times before, and truth that falls on deaf ears eventually rips a line in the earth so deep that even the blind would feel the braille even before it's written. Thank you. How are we feeling? Everyone still with me?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do this one because I went to Scratch Night the other night. Again, something spearheaded by Themetaphorest, who's one of my favourites in this poetry community. He does a lot for everyone. And there were some really interesting conversations that came out of poets discussing their work, and we discussed things from accountability to grief to death to self-love to so many things. And one of the poets who I really respect, he said to me, "Oh, for your headline, are you going to do this piece?" And I wasn't sure, but I'm going to do it. Any garage heads in the house?
Yeah. Come on. Inside.
So you might recognise this one. This piece is called Flowers. He'll bring you flowers in the pouring rain. Living without you is driving him insane. He'll bring you flowers in the pouring rain. Living without you is driving him insane. He's the kind of man that buys you flowers. But I mean, all he does is buy you flowers. Sends them to your work, turns up at your door with a bouquet. Sometimes they even come with a card and some chocolates. See, the bigger the bunch and the more expensive is an indication of how much you fucked up.
Facts.
But it's not to celebrate his love. And it's not really to make you happy. See, it comes with guilt and I'm sorry. It's a gesture to prove he really is a good guy. He meant well. It was a silly mistake. Well, that is until his next lie. I swear, my ex spent more on flowers than he did on household bills. He would rather let his direct debits bounce than tell an ounce of truth.
Wait, reload that.
I swear my ex spent more on flowers than he did on household bills. See, he would rather let his direct debits bounce than tell an ounce of truth. Trying to act like the big man with his generous gift of 12 dozen red roses. Empty gestures that died just as quick as the flowers did. What kind of man makes a woman feel like she doesn't want to receive flowers? Because see, she associates the knock on the door with the delivery of bad news and reminders that yet again, she gave him yet another chance. And these plasters made of petals are pretty, but they can never heal the deep wounds. Everyone at work looks at you with envy and says, "Oh, you're so lucky. He sends you flowers." I wish my man sent me flowers at work. He must love you so much. But what they didn't know was that what was going on behind closed doors. They don't see the circles we keep going around in until they turn into spirals of weeds and misery. So I have the urge to rip the petals off and scatter them in the bin because the vulgar display of falsehood reminds me of him and his broken promises. Did I tell you? My name is Neelofer. It means wildflower. Did I tell you that you could buy all the flowers in the world, but you never learnt to appreciate that you already had the most beautiful flower in me? You just didn't quite bank on this flower bringing the rose that grew from concrete. I just don't ever want you to send me flowers to say sorry. Don't use the beauty of flowers to disguise the ugliness of your intentions. Keep your flowers. Keep your apologies. If I want flowers, I'll send them to myself. With love and not regret. See, nowadays, I'm into growth, so I would rather grow plants, a yucca, a snake plant, or a money tree, than I can water, feed it, nourish it, and watch it grow. Keep it alive, watch it strive for the light, like I do. Flowers seem plastic in comparison to plants who have their roots in the ground, so don't bring me flowers when you're sorry, when you're guilty. I would rather you didn't send me flowers at all. Instead, every time you think of me, send me love and light instead. He'll bring you flowers in the pouring rain. Living without you is driving him insane. Thank you. Okay, so there's a trigger warning for the next one. It's called Brown Girl Like Me. It's been a year since one of the names, I mentioned a lot of names in this piece. Some of them are names of real people, of real incidents that have happened. The reason I share this piece is quite a difficult one because, like I said, the trigger warning is because it mentions human rights abuses, abortion, rape, honour killing. Quite hard subjects to tackle. The reason I share this piece is because these names need to be said in these spaces. Because it's not on our front door, we feel like it doesn't affect us, but trust me, if we don't stand up for these women and say their names, it will keep on happening. From the twisted ribcage of Adam, the snake always follows after the forbidden fruit. See, Eve was labelled a temptress. But I ask you, who wouldn't eat from the tree of knowledge? Eve, in Arabic, Hawa, the mother of mankind, banished from heaven for a sin, and ever since womankind has tried to recreate Eden on earth. And forever are we paying for the proverbial sin. Brown girl like me. Brown girl like me, there's no place, no country for a brown girl like me. My name is Noor. The Afghanistan Taliban have turned my homeland into a prison. My country is ruled by tyranny, and I'm not allowed to go to school. I burnt myself alive just to escape the beatings. I couldn't take the pain anymore. And now I'm debilitated, lying bandaged up, not able to move, but it's better than being abused and beaten daily. See, if I survive this, they'll try to send me back to him. I can try drinking bleach like the other girls. My name is Sonali. I was ripped from my home, stolen from my village, tricked by my own family, sold for money. Sold into sex slavery. My virginity was taken from me by force. I'm raped daily and I'm made to stand out on the street like an item for sale. So I ask you, what's the point in my existence when no one is coming to save me? I've heard stories of women in glass windows, European red light district of pleasure, dead behind the eyes, and I wonder if they feel the same and if anyone asks their name. Brown girl like me. Brown girl like me, no place, no country for a brown girl like me. My name is Gungubai Gathiawali. I am one of the mafia queens of Mumbai, and I tried to tie strings to the wind so that they could carry me to freedom, but instead, I was sold for 1,000 rupees. I have birthed a new version of womanhood conceived in survival, and the 4,000 women of Kamakiapuri have to die a little every day just to live. They rely on me to fight for a shred of their dignity and their rights. So the men, they came for me, tried to kill me, and the scar runs from my stomach to my chest. My name is Shireen Abu Akleh. I was a Palestinian journalist shot in the face by Israeli armed forces. They will say that I was caught in the crossfire of Palestinian bullets, but that's not the truth. I knew I was taking a risk. How dare I? A woman exposing the truth to the world, even with the letters press written across my chest. They still shot me dead. No longer can I deliver the truth from the front lines. Brown girl like me. Brown girl like me, no woman is safe in any country, in any place. No brown girl like me. My name is Gulnar. The imams in Iran have convinced me through shaming and gaslighting that the only life I'm worthy of living and the only way that I can afford to eat is to get paid for pleasure marriages over and over again, at the whim and demand of men who want to use me. So they say the face doesn't matter, it's the body they're interested in. My name is Nadia. I no longer have the legal right to an abortion without breaking the law. It's being made illegal for me to choose what to do with my own body. So if I choose to make a choice that's right for my own mental and physical well-being and that of the unborn child, that makes me a criminal. My name is Zara. I have 3 children. I have 30 bruises, 5 of them are fresh, all of them hidden under my clothes. Because see, he's clever like that. My husband says he'll kill me and the children if I ever choose to leave him. He said he'll find me. I'm trapped. Can anyone help me? My name is Benaz. I was killed for so-called honour right here in the UK by my own family members because I chose to love a man who they did not approve of. I did nothing wrong but choose to love. And I told the police my life was in danger, but I was still raped, strangled to death and buried in a suitcase. What fate dictates the ignorance of humans to kill for twisted notions of what they deem to be honour? Tell me, where is the honour in that? My name is Yasmin. Here in France, they call me letterbox. I am ridiculed and ostracised for wearing a headscarf. I'm demoted to being a second-class citizen. Brown girl like me. Brown girl like me. No place, no country for a brown girl like me. Black girl like me. White girl like me. Trans girl like me. No place, no country for a brown girl like me. Thank you. Everyone cool? Everyone still with me? I know that was a heavy piece, but like I said, I think these things need to be said in spaces like this. I feel very honoured and privileged to have a platform, and I know there's a lot of women. My life could have been very different if my grandmother didn't take the steps to take the ship over to the UK. So I stand on the shoulders of those that made sacrifices before me. So that's why I feel like these women who don't have a voice, I have a duty to speak for the people that don't have a voice. So, my last piece, it's called the P word.
Yeah.
It's not what you're thinking, you dirty-minded people out there. P word. I'm going to need your help with this one. So, the left, the middle, and the right. So, the left, I want you to say, maybe. Maybe. Middle, it's because.
It's because.
Right, I'm a Londoner.
Maybe it's because
I'm a Londoner. That I love London town.
maybe it's because
I'm a Londoner. That I love London town. Maybe
it's because
I'm a Londoner. That I love. Scratch that. P-A-K-I spells Paki. See, I'm South Asian. I'm proudly Pakistani. More specifically, my great-grandmother was born in Yabki Darwaza in Lahore, and my dad was actually born in Nairobi, but his ancestry is Kashmiri. But never mind the intricacies and specifics, it's just far easier to label us all as Paki. I speak with a South London accent. I graduated from LSE with a law degree, but I also speak fluent Urdu and Punjabi. See, I am duality. Pichi pichi ando mere chale vinda aaye chale wale ave kada aaye ve o mera longa bacha. I never learnt to make perfectly round rotis, but I do make a delicious tadka dal. You know that yellow, creamy, nourishing dish? I believe you all know it as lentils. Before Jamie Oliver told you otherwise. Go back to where you came from, Paki. You don't belong here. Go back to Paki land where you all wear towels on your head and speak funny. P-A-K-I. Yes. I'm that Pakistani Lahori Kashmiri Puri from the land of 24-karat gold. Tablas and sitars. From the land of 1,000 colours, rich language and spices of music and song and poetry and deep history. From the morning azan to the breathtaking architecture of the Moors. From the minarets that stand tall in the sky, from the land of the crescent moon and the star, from the bustling streets of Anargali Bazaar to the mountains and lakes of Peshawar. Don't you think that our motherland calls us with every beat of our heart? Where our lineage dictates the place of rich earth beneath our feet on land we actually owned. See, I came from the land of farmers, artisans, healers, alchemists, inventors, philosophers, writers, leaders of clans and villages. I am from the land of cinnamon spice that you order in your £3.25 chai latte. Of honey, mangoes, pomegranates and imbli, but I guess it's all just tamarind to you. Go back to where you came from, Paki. Oh, do you mean back to the land where my grandparents were born? The same beautiful land that you raped and pillaged and lived on like kings and queens in the time of the Raj and the exploitative British Empire? Go back home, Paki. You're just immigrants taking all our jobs. You're not from here, you're not English. But wait a minute. Check the lineage of your very own royal family and you will struggle to find English in it. I mean, if you were born here and have a British passport, you are by law and definition British. But the brown in our melanin means even technicalities won't save you because your face does not fit. Only time and time again is proven that immigrants seem to get all your jobs done.
Facts.
Don't they?
Facts. Say that again.
Only time and time again is proven that immigrants seem to get all your jobs done. Don't we?
Jeez.
And you have the audacity to call our lands third world countries. And yet it's our civilizations that gave you the divine knowledge, resources, infrastructure, recipes, medicine and ways of life that made it possible to build your tiny island of famine and potatoes into one of the leading economies of the world. But even that is coming full circle now because the Indian and Chinese commerce are coming for you. Ever ever check the labels of the clothes on your back? How many times have you seen made in Bangladesh? The next time you put the kettle on to make a cuppa, you know, every time you have a minor life crisis and you say, come on, let's have a cup of tea. It'll make it all better. Remember where your precious tea comes from. And the hands that picked the tea leaves from the sun-baked fields. And no, it wasn't PG Tips, it wasn't Tetley, it wasn't Thai food. Your tea is mainly grown in Asia and Africa. Also, you can add your milk and sugar into what tastes like dishwater because you don't even know how to brew the tea properly. You keep your afternoon tea and scones. I'd rather have a proper cup of chai with the sweetness of cardamom, a heady blend of cinnamon, ginger, star anise and cloves. Oh, what a whitewashed, convenient history they portray. To put it in simpler words, they made sure they took every last resource and asset before they ripped a line in the land and called it partition. But how many bodies were taken just to line their pockets? Alright, that's enough about tea for now. To the nights of 2 a.m, when you drunkenly stumble into late night chicken shops and, well, after drinking your body weight in alcohol, it's my brown brothers who stay working late to satisfy your need for hot, tasty food. And you're not telling us to go home then, are you? And you casually say, oh, boss man, give me fries with that and yeah, no onions. Only you don't say boss man in an endearing way because the irony of what you say and how you say it is loaded with the vernacular of give me what I want and do what I say. Like brown people were put on this earth to be subservient and serve the white privilege. Like no matter how much we do and how much we achieve, we will always be the jaiwalas, the butlers, the cleaners, the corner shop owners. But see, you've got it all wrong. Your entitlement means that you steal everything as your own idea when the truth is you don't have a fucking clue. Kama Sutra, ours. Kundalini Yoga, ours. Periodic fasting for detoxifying the body,
Come on, tell us.
ours. Finest silks, ours. Caring for elderly family members and keeping them at home, not putting them in retirement homes, yeah, that's us packies. We value our elders and respect them, we're just funny like that. See, they say it takes a village, but you don't even know your neighbour. And see, like henna has been a tradition and ritual in our culture going back hundreds of years. It only became trendy when Madonna put it in one of her music videos. P, A, K, I. See, I want to tell you that P is not for Paki. P is not just for pakoras, paratas and poppadoms. P is for phenomenal, peaceful, poised perfection, patience, personable, precipitation, painting, photography, photosynthesis, party, pop music, Pythagoras rule. Okay, I'm just reading words that begin with P. My point is that Paki doesn't belong in the dictionary and the word Paki does not belong in your mouth. When you go to your local for a Ruby Murray, you don't recognise the flawless rubies of diversity, the difference between Lahori, Punjabi, Hindustani, Hyderabadi or Mirpuri, it's just all curry, right? So you go to order your Rogan Josh or Vindaloo because you like a spicy curry, and some of that naan bread and biryani, and Steve's a veggie, so we'll have the saag aloo. Please learn to elongate your A's. It's saag aloo, just like it's Pakistan, not Pakistan. And don't tell me that Paki is just an abbreviation. It's a racial slur that rolls off your tongue just as easily as terrorist. P, A, K, I. Yes, I'm that Paki who carries the legacy of my ancestry and history, who's got a vinyl collection of old school hip hop, that harbours my grandmother's sacrifice and wisdom, the Paki who has a big vocabulary, that stands proud and upright with a story to tell. You can't silence this Paki because I'm not afraid to use my voice. I'll flip your script and change the negative labels and narratives. I'm the Paki with mad rhythm and I can wind my waist with the best of them. I'm the Paki who is articulate, intelligent, and assertive. I'm the Paki who's read the Bible, the Torah, and the Guru Granth Sahib, as well as the Quran. See, we are all el-kitab. I'm the Paki with short hair that doesn't care. Because see, the length of my hair does not determine my beauty or my worth. I'm the Paki who has learned to reclaim her power. The Paki on a mission. The Paki that walks in her queendom. See me? I'm my ancestors' wildest dreams. Thank you.